think a lot of students just like, I don't know, I just think they really just don't care.
Being green to me means being able to use all of the resources and trying to reduce the amount of waste that anything you do does. And in that case, it'd be like using a metal water bottle instead of a plastic one so that you reduce on petroleum use and stuff like that.
To be green, it means to me to recycle things that can be recycled and not to throw them out because it contributes to a healthier environment.
It just means like caring about the environment and just knowing that there's always things that you can do to not be wasteful, like recycle, just like care more.
I think students don't participate either because of lack of time, they're lazy, or they just don't know enough about it. So more knowledge, information on it would be good.
They think like, oh well, I'm not going to be around anyways if our planet eventually dies, so it doesn't really matter to me, and they're just not informed well enough. I think the school could push like different things to let kids know how to be green and what it is to be green.
I think students aren't really involved in being green because to most people I feel like it's a hassle or that they have to go out of their way to do it, and it's either not convenient or it's just not easy enough to have the process work for them.
I think UB could do a lot more. We have like our library skills class that you have to take that's like mandatory to graduate, and they should like implement like a program or something that you have to take and it's required to graduate, where it teaches you on like what it is to be green, the amount of waste that you use, and just like recycle and like the things that you can recycle.
I think UB could improve upon trying to make people be greener by either giving an incentive for recycling so many times, kind of like what coffee places do and you reuse the sleeve. Like if you do it so many times, you get a free cup of coffee or something like that. If there's just some like incentive system, I think a lot more people would be down to try and earn something by helping out.
I think they could definitely put more posters and stuff up in certain places. I don't actually know a lot about the UB Green program, except for what I've looked into. I don't just know about it just from like walking through campus, so they could put a lot more posters up.
Personally, I use a metal water bottle. I try not to use paper plates or use plates in general in my house to just reduce on hot water consumption and just the use of soaps and plastics and stuff like that.
Personally, I recycle. I recycle bottles, cardboard boxes. I use my UB Green coffee mug instead of buying cups every morning at the cafe.
For me, personally, I try to drive less. I'll walk a lot to class. I recycle. I try to recycle like everything possible. I don't like to waste things. I reuse stuff a lot. I turn out lights a lot. I'll just like walk around my friend's house, and if there's lights out, I'll just go around and turn them off.
One piece of advice I would give a student to be more involved in being green would possibly be to just watch water consumption and maybe not let water constantly flow when they're not using it, or like just leave a shower running or a sink running. And the same thing goes for like electronics with lights and computers and stuff like that, just to turn them off and try and reduce.
If I could tell a student one thing, it would probably be to just recycle more and to be knowledgeable about like what waste is and how you can decrease the amount that you consume.
recycle.